So I wanted to share with you my blue moon spread. We have a blue moon this Halloween or Samhain or Winter's Day. So a blue moon is where you've had two full moons in the same calendar month. So it's quite unusual, hence blue moon. And look, I'm not an astrologer, but looking at the astrology, looking at the time of the year, the placing of the seasons, this full moon, this Halloween is a really important time. And I think for me, having had a little bit of a dig around sort of the astrology, the festival, the season, it is a time to let go what you no longer need. It's a really powerful time to do that. So I created a spread to help me and to help other people, maybe yourself, to really focus on what we need to let go of. The term shadow work, it's used a lot in tarot reading and shamanics and psychotherapy, etc. And really, it refers to that part of our psychology, that part of ourself that we have difficulty looking at, that we would rather not accept about ourselves. We all have stuff in our shadow, feelings about ourselves, judgments about ourselves, understandings about ourselves that we'd rather not look at. And so tarot is a really useful way to mirror all of ourselves back to us, as it were, including our light and our shadow selves. Now, I have already shuffled the deck. I did that before setting up the video because I really wanted to get into the zone. I think it's really important when you're shuffling your deck that you take the time to do it. You really allow your mind to focus on you or your client if you're reading for someone else, and allow yourself to focus on whatever it is you're asking the cards. Now, with my blue moon reading, ideally try and keep it quite open. You could, if you wanted to, focus on a particular area of your life, on romance or work or whatever, but this is not a spread for answering questions. This is not a does he love me, will I get the job kind of a spread. This is much more reflective. Okay, so you could focus on one particular area. I chose to just focus on me and my life right now at this point rather than being too specific. If you go to the details box, I have written down exactly what each of the lines mean as well, so that you've got that written reference as well. So the first line is very simple. It's what do I need to know? When I'm doing a tarot reading for myself or for a client, I always like to start with something my client can validate, to something that my client can go, yes, you've nailed it, that's it. Because the only way to know if advice or predictions is correct in a tarot reading, if you've started with a point you can validate. So the what do I need to know part of the spread should be something that you can validate as appropriate and accurate in your life right now. So obviously I read quite fast, mostly because I spend most of my life reading cards. So do allow an appropriate amount of time for this spread. Ideally, leave it out for a couple of days, make notes on it, journal on it, meditate with it if you want, but really take your time to unpick this reading for you. So obviously I'm reading for myself to demonstrate how the spread works. So for me, we have the Queen of Pentacles here. As what do I need to know? Well, if you've been following much of my work, you realize that I became a single parent of 4 children in February. Being a mother, running the household, running my business from home, which is very much Queen of Pentacles card, definitely is a full-time, twice full-time job right now. The running of the home, running of the business, being a mother takes up my entire life, definitely. What do I need to know right now? To me, the Seven of Cups is a card of dreams. It's a card of potential. I don't really know what my dreams are right now. I am very, very focused on the everyday practical living. What do I need to know right now? The Five of Swords. Many of my readings, I'm quite positive about the Five of Swords. You might see me refer to it as the Van Gogh card, originality, but it's also can be a card of a harsh inner critic. Often you need to think cards can refer to your mind or the world around you or other people. And very often it's your intuition and the spread that will help you to work it out. I am very aware this is going to refer to my harsh inner critic, and that, being a mum at the moment, running my business takes up all of my time. I'm not entirely sure what my dreams are, as it were, and I'm definitely moving into harsh inner critic. So I would say that sums me up quite well right now. So, reading for yourself, you should be able to resonate with that. It should reflect something you already know. So, the next layer is what I need to let go of. Now, often when I'm reading, before I lay the cards down, I know what's going to happen. I have an intuitive burst as to what's going to happen. And the funniest thing is, before I did this spread, I thought, oh, the last thing that I need to let go of is, of course, hope. And there comes the Fool. Now, I'm being a little bit jokey there. I don't need to let go of hope. But what I need to let go of, this is a harder line. The first line should resonate with you. The next line should be a little bit harder and take longer to unpick. So I did have a little look at the cards before I did this online, because I just wanted to check that it was very much about me and it didn't include other people, in my life. What I need to let go of, the easiest one, really, these two are far easier. The Two of Swords is about passivity. It's about closing myself off. I'm very good at getting lost in my work, lost in my children, and not really stepping out. I know it's hard to be social at the moment with COVID, but I'm very good at getting into that zone. Work, children, children, work, work, children. I'm very good at closing off the outside world. Handy skill to have. I've definitely been very focused on earning a living. Yeah, I'm a single mum. I have worked exceptionally hard this year on establishing my business. And probably I need to sort of step back a little bit from that now. We'll see what the next line comes to. But yes, that's been my main focus, is establishing a stable income. So I need to not let go of it. The other way of looking at this line of let go is you might need to move them out of your central focus zone. So I have been very focused on being quite insular, being quite focused on what I need to do. I have been very focused on building the business. As main breadwinner now, it's become more important. The Fool, what do I need to let go of? It's a hard one, really, with the Fool. And I'm struggling to put it into words, perhaps, that I'm prepared to share online. But also sometimes you need the last line to really understand all of the cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the last line in, and I will go back to the Fool in a minute. The last line is very simple. It's advice as to how to let go of these things. It might offer you a glimmer of what will happen as you let go of these things. It may offer you a promise of what you achieve if you let go of these things, or it might be much more practical. It's going to depend on each one of you and what you need. So the advice, we've got the Knight of Cups. So we've got up here that I've identified this as, I'm struggling to identify with my dreams. I'm struggling to find my dreams because I've been very focused on the practical side of life. So now we have the Knight of Cups. Now you may see me refer to this as a romantic partner, and it certainly can be, but it's also about following a dream, nurturing a dream. Here we have one cup in front of him. It's about, I would say that's about me finding something creative, finding perhaps one dream that I can really put all my hope and heart into, aside from running the business, aside from being a mother. I don't really have anything for myself at the moment right now, which is appropriate, but not good long lasting. The next card, the Joyful Tower. The Tower is actually very similar to the Fool. It's about letting go. I think now I see the Tower there, because although I had a quick look, I didn't read the cards. To me, the Fool is saying what I need to let go of is knowing what's coming next. What I need to let go of is constantly being ready for the next step, over preparing in case there's another shock, as it were. What I think the Fool is actually saying, just have faith, just let go, just trust that I've done enough now to stabilize, to start living my life, because that's what the Tower is. The home life, the business created a temporary way of holding my emotions together that is now edging into workaholic and needs to be let go of. And the last card, you might hear the dog growling in the background, excuse that. The last card is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is love. The Ace of Cups is the heart chakra. And the Ace of Cups is self-love, being kind to myself. And all those things that I regularly tell other people is so important. So these are, if I was going to look at these practically, I would say that the Knight of Cups is just finding one dream, one personal thing that I would love to do and doing it. The Tower is about stepping away from the security of running a business and creating that stability and just trusting that I've done enough now to maintain it. And the Ace of Cups is about self-love, finding time to self-nurture myself. The card at the bottom of the pack, King of Swords. The one thing I hear more than anything else from clients when I talk about, and they come up a million times, self-love, finding time for yourself. People always say, I don't have time. We all have time. We just don't prioritize our time very well. So the card at the bottom of the pack is King of Swords. He is about time management. And I do have time to do these things. Like most people, I'm just not very good at prioritizing self-care. And this is something that I do automatically from a lot of experience and a lot of practice. Really take the time now to look at how all the different cards interact. Look at the different suits. Look at the major arcana. Look at the similarities and the difference, because what I'm seeing now very much is what I need to know. The Five of Swords, my inner critic, my inner voice has got quite harsh, definitely. What I need to let go of is isolating myself. When we're with other people, they tend to dilute our harsh inner critic. They tend to be more realistic about where we really are in our life, so that if you've gone into, or if, as I have, a more pessimistic mindset, they can spot that. And then we have the King of Swords, which is a compassionate, honest view. I think all of this is about me managing my time better, rather than moving out, I guess, of very much the Two of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, which is how I've coped this year, isolating myself and getting on with the practical stuff, stepping out. And I love, again, look at the combination of the imagery there in the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Tower. Here we have the Tower. I have created a full sense of security by putting all of my effort into work, which has got me through. But the the Tower is saying time to step out of that, time to not just be work or mother, but to allow time for something for me, something creative, something, a dream, a plan. Allow time for the emotions to flow a little bit more. So yes, again, I find myself sharing a deeply personal video on YouTube. But the reason I do this is I can't share anyone else's readings here, because that would be a complete breach of every confidence. And tarot works better when it relates to real life. That's a problem with learning tarot, is, the books, there's some amazing books out there, but it works better when it's a real example of a reading, when it's got raw emotion behind it. I find that's the best way to learn tarot. So I am happy to share this here in the hope that it will help you, inspire you to do this reading for yourself, and to make the very best of this amazing time that we've got coming up with the blue moon at the end of October. So give it a go. Remember to start with, where are you now? This should be something you can resonate with. What do you need to let go of? This may be difficult for you to accept. This may be something that actually, as with me, with my work and my sort of semi reclusive life, is actually, it's given me a lot of comfort. It's given me a lot of security. And how to do it, this may be practical. It may be talking about what you need to bring into your life. It may be about what's coming into your life as you let these things go, or it may be just very simple practical advice. As always, do head to my website. I've got clear practical reading tips on all of the cards apart from the Fool, which I haven't yet done. And I also teach tarot by Zoom. I keep my prices very affordable, especially at the moment when I think we just all need that extra bit of help in life.